He's going. We're working on motor again. Clearly it's a cold day. Getting a few things done though. Regulators screwed in. Run the line to the carburetor. Put the return back on it. I put the coil on. Mounted the coil on just on the exhaust clamp. Yeah, I tell you what, I'll spin the camera around. It's easier. Alright, so here we are. Yeah, just mounted the coil on an exhaust clamp on the column. Easy enough. And that way the wires, these wires from the distributor already reach, and the plug lead or the coil lead that I had already made up fits, so works out good. Had to clearance a little bit on here with the file. That's just normal aftermarket parts these days, nothing just bolts on. And yeah, I mean, made a line here for the to feed the carburetor. I don't know, like it's good. That's real good stuff. That it's Mako marine grade. It's really good. Marine grade's UV stable. The stuff you get for automotive, normal, auto parts store hose these days, it's just doesn't last. Even under the bonnet, it's still getting too much sun and cracks up, and then it's knackered in no time. I'm surprised just how bad it's gotten in the last 4 or 5 years. I suppose maybe 6 or 8 years. Hose just don't last, Like in this thing, I got in the back there, at the tail end, it's got a electric pump. And so a wire runs from the cockpit, the power supply in the cockpit, it runs back through a hole in the floor and then through a rubber grommet. No drama, easy enough. Wire goes back through. But the rubber grommet that I've put in there has perished and just fallen apart. Now it's just a wire poking through a hole in the floor with nothing to insulate it. I can't believe it. It's under the car. How has the rubber perished? How is it getting so much sunlight if it's under the car? Makes no sense. The rubber these days is just not much chop. Anyway, rant over. Where are we at? Yeah, I'm about to drop the carburetor on. I'll probably do put the master cylinder in too. When I first got this thing, it had a slant 6 in it, and I just adapted it was slant 6 4-speed, and I just adapted in a Hilux master and slave for the clutch. And then when I went V8, I went auto and pulled it all out, but I stuck it on the shelf. Now I'm going to throw it back in because this thing's got a 4-speed behind it. So yeah, that's where I'm at. That's that's what I've been up to. I'll get on, do a few things here, and then mount the radiator, I think. So here we are, little Holly's on. Little 350. And then just a factory Chrysler bracket for the return spring. Started mucking around, mocking up the radiator, but got the water pumps bolted in. Thermostat is bolted in, and I got I'll run this along here. It's actually, because it's the slant 6 car, this is it's too short realistically, because slant 6 is shorter. I mean, pretty simple, but yeah, I was hoping to route it under and in and along the side of the block there, but it ain't long enough, so not happening. But yeah, there she is. Progress. Made some mounts for the rad. And, put a fan on it, fan belt, and knock something off the side. And yeah, about to drop the radiator in. Not bad. In there, mounted. Pretty happy. $50 radiator. Oh yeah. So now I just got this generic radiator hose. Figure out, I'll measure it up and see what it's going to need. Throw it in, and make one for the top. Put the filter in the top hose and see how it works. Pretty happy with that. Decent fit. It's got the anti-cavitation spring in it, so good hardware. Sweet. There we are. Radiator hoses in. Everything else is in. Time to fill it up. See if it leaks, and get onto the transmission. So the empty gearbox I'm using just to set things up. Yeah, it's going to come out now. And yeah, clutch is in, so I can throw the good gearbox in. Yeah, and then we can measure up tail shaft and go from there. Well, this is a strange angle, but this is what I'm going to try and do. Let's see. Alright, so here it is. You can just get, hang on. So first, second, just. Oh, come on, Dylan. Third, no drama. Fourth, just. And maybe get a different gear knob that bends forwards and it might work better. Anyhow, tranny's in, the speedo cable's in, so now I can throw some oil in it. A little bit of oil anyway, just because I want to run the motor and I don't want to run the transmission. I don't want to run the engine when there's no oil in the transmission, so I put at least a little bit in there. It's got no tail shaft, so I can't fill it right up. But yeah, put some oil in this, have a play with the motor. Righto. Radiator's got water in it, motor's got oil in it, tranny's got oil in it. I just filled the fuel bowl with fuel. Got a coil wire on it now, and should be right to give it a test fire, see what it does. Cool. Cool. Starter motor's crook. Oh. One more. Out of fuel. Well, that was good. That's pretty good. Obviously the choke on this little thing's working pretty good. It fired straight up. The distributor hadn't been moved since it was in the other car, so it shouldn't have any dramas starting. Pretty happy with me re-gasketed Holly. It's not leaking. It seems to work straight away, so that's good. Ran for a bit. Don't want to really push it because there's only a litre of oil in the transmission, and I can't. It's got no tail shaft, so I can't add more oil to it. So I don't want to mess with that too much, but I'm pretty happy there. The water can be drained out of the radiator. Now I know it doesn't leak. Replace it with coolant. Other than that, get a tail shaft for it and a few finishing touches, and we can take it for a spin. I suppose throttle linkage might be an idea too, but yeah, not bad. Pretty happy with that. Little test fire. Yeah, stoked. Yeah, talk to me in the comments. Let me know what you reckon. Catch you later.